Yo, what's up guys? We have a special video for you guys today. We're going to be taking a sneak peek behind the fucking scenes, and I'm gonna give you guys some kind of insider info here and show you guys a breakdown that I'm gonna be doing for one of my students in my online program. Okay, so this is a program I launched a few years ago. When I launched it initially, it's called the UTR Accelerator Program. And this particular athlete who I've worked with him since January of 2024. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys just a quick update real quick on kind of what we're at right now. So right now, guys, I'm in Washington State. I'm actually between Washington State and Oregon. So in the Portland area, kind of on that border area between Oregon and Washington State. And I'm here traveling because that's what I do. I'm traveling hella this year. So yeah, guys, I'm out here right now. What we're doing right now. So I am in the middle right now. I'm about to review a match play footage for one of my students. And if you look right here, we got some freshly made cookie dough because that's what we do out here, all right? When you do reactions like this, when you put out the best tennis content in history, you know what? You can have some cookie dough. It's okay. And especially if your girl just made you some fresh cookie dough, you're living life. So sometimes you got to appreciate life, and that's what we're on right now. So let's get started in this shit, all right? We are going to focus on a few things in this footage, okay? To start, Again there, bro. Again. So look, okay, so here again, another error because you're going into a closed stance here. Off your back foot, right? This type of shot that you're hitting where you're on your back foot like that, bro, that should only happen when you're like way behind the baseline, right? So if you're inside the court doing that, that's a telltale sign you're doing something wrong footwork wise, okay? Unless it's a just freak scenario, okay? But in general, all right? Also, when you're turning your body, like, dude, you could even make this work potentially, but you just need to plant. Start turning your hips now. Turn this hip to go right here, this way, and actually go forward into the ball. If you just rip the ball really fast here, you probably would have made it, right? But you gave up some ground with the spacing there, okay? So I would still argue that's a stance issue because it just solves so many other problems that follow that I've just seen tons and tons of players immediately correct with only fixing that one thing with the stance. Okay? And it's just easier for players to keep being athletic and keep their footwork going in the open stance. That's just what I found. Okay, hold up. All right, look. So what I'm realizing there is, okay, wait, you just hit a pretty solid ball deep. So let's retrospectively now go back, okay, and see, all right, well, what did you do positioning wise? Let's see what inputs did you do to contribute to that, right? And we can probably see it wasn't a perfect setup, but let's just see what happened here. So you're going back. You plant your right foot back behind, right? You're like, take one step back. You're like this. You're like, take one step back. And then with your left leg, let's see. Do you keep it in front or do you move it a little bit back and to the side? Right? Let's see what you do here. wait, you move it more back and to the left, which means now, oh shit, you're in an open stance. So now, even though maybe it's not the most perfectly timed everything, whatever, you're in a position where now your body can make up for it, bro, because you're in a good fucking position. And I don't even know why it is, but this is just the solution for you, bro. And for a lot of players, it's open stance, because it's not a fucking mystery why this ball went in the zone that we train all the time, right? So yes, some of it might be your target practice, how you've been training your zones, right? And have you been consistent with that? Sure. But you could be consistent with that training, but then if you do the wrong stance in the match, you're probably going to miss the ball, because you're not doing it in the stance that you're probably doing it in practice, making it in the zone, right? So all I'm pointing out is there's a reason why you hit an amazing shot here. Open stance. So think about this. If I'm watching my own match play and I'm like, okay, I'm here, fuck, okay. Oh, I did close stance here, I missed the ball, okay, cool, like, all right, gotcha, next point, okay, cool, this, okay, next point. Oh shit, I went close stance again, missed the ball, all right, okay, damn, all right. I went close stance, fuck, missed the ball, shit. I'd be like, what's going on here, right? I'd be like, I'm missing the ball, what's something visually I can see? I'm a visual person. I look at it and I'm like, wait, you're missing the ball every time you're going close stance. Open stance, you're making the greatest shots of your fucking life. So I said, wait, maybe let's try going in open stance more. That's the key for you right now, bro. Okay? And thinking like, if I was coaching myself, right, I would be like, all right, I'm the crazy type of person where I'll be like, do you know what? I'm going to eliminate the close stance from my brain. I'm just going to try it. And I'm going to make every ball work and figure it out. Am I good enough to do that? Let me challenge myself. This is going to be fun. I'm going to challenge myself and see, all right, let me move forward with open stance. I'm going to move back with open stance. I'm going to move to the side with open stance. I'm going to stay still, hit those balls with open stance. I'm going to try it and see. And I kid you not, I started playing the best tennis of my life. Okay? And what that really solved was movement aspect, setting up consistently. Right? So that's one bottleneck that can really, really explode your game if you're a good athlete, but something's not right. Something's not right with your game. You're not consistent enough. You don't really know why. If you haven't tried going to open stance exclusively for like 2 weeks, try that out. But if you do that, you have to commit to it. And for those 2 weeks, only go open stance on every ball you get. And look at it as an experiment. If it works for you, go awesome. If it doesn't, all right, well, now you know. Go to close stance or whatever the fuck you want to do, right? But what you'll notice is the open stance works. It works. So try it, see how it can help. But I would be that strict with it. Only do the open stance until it's easy for you to do that. And then when I see footage where, all right, he knows how to do it, he's proven visually that objectively he knows how to do this every time. All right, now he's in control of his body. Now he's in control of his mind. Now he can go to the next steps, right? There's a reason why you're not an 8 UTR right now. There's a reason why you're not a 9 UTR right now. Okay? So this is great news, bro. You can apply this literally tomorrow. That's good feel there. Would a top D1 player go for that? I don't know. Maybe sometimes, but honestly, you got great feel. I like the confidence aspect that you're going for that. Okay? I like the creativity. So I'll give you props for that. Okay. So here, that was good, Ishan. Pretty solid. So here, this guy's getting the higher ball. You see how there's not a ton of energy? Like, I want to see it in full speed again. But let's see how much energy is in his legs. Is he keeping his feet moving? Is he keeping his momentum going here? Okay. Okay. So for this guy specifically, all right, he actually didn't do horrible with like the leg component there. I like how he's timing it on the right foot. That's pretty solid. However, he made contact too low and he started to drop the racket head. Right? It's like he's going for a drop volley. So in that scenario, that's the wrong ball to go for a drop volley on, at this level at least. You know, if you're talking about, look, nothing's wrong. You can go for it. I'm just talking about what's the highest percentage that you're going to win the point at this level, right? You could always argue, oh, well, I'm trying to develop this and I want to hit that. Okay, sure, do that. But don't complain that you're losing that, all right? But yeah, so that's what's going on there. Because yeah, if you're gonna strike through that one more, you're gonna really want to push off the right leg. So I think he totally could have executed that if he just went for a normal volley and kept the racket head higher as well as he did it. Didn't drop the racket head. What's going on here? Let's see. Bro, this shit's so slow. Okay, so I can see that. Well, I want to ask you guys this, right? I want to ask you guys this. What do you see? He hits the ball, even though we can't see his body, right? What do you see? What can we see visually? Okay, so let's see. Contact is right here. So we only thing we can see is contact. All right, so contact's here. So we can assume with his arm, his body is somewhere over here to the left, right? But it's very close because his arm is right here. Okay, so where does he land? If he hits that and goes forward just a little bit, we should be able to see his body. Okay, the ball hits the net. I still can't see the volley. A second after, I still can't see, not the volley. What am I saying? I still can't see his body. You know? So objectively, I can see that he wasn't going forward. So I don't know what his stance was like. I don't know anything about that. But forget about your stance. Push off and go forward, right? So objectively, he didn't do that. And then, oh, by the way, he missed. But I don't care that he missed. I care that he didn't do the thing about going forward. You see? So that's a different perspective that I have where I don't really care about if players make or miss the shots in general. You know, from a developmental perspective. Obviously, I want them to make their shots. Fuck. Good job, cross. Yes, you should be able to get it deeper, but it's okay. See, look, all you did was get the ball back cross. Wasn't even that deep. Your opponent made an error. So time and time again, that's going to happen. So you should have the confidence that's like, dude, I just got to make like 1 or 2 balls cross and I'm going to win a lot of points, right? So I really wouldn't even look past that. Like, just keep it simple and focus literally on that for right now. Be the highest leverage activities. So what mistake did that guy make? He changed direction when he wasn't in a very advantageous positioning with his body, right? So that's kind of a red flag, right? You don't want to change direction if you haven't done the hard work with your movement. It's a good ball. One thing objectively you can look at for yourselves, guys, is when I get a short ball, is my body fully inside the baseline? That's how you can say, hey, I'm getting to that next level footwork wise. I'm able to move up enough on those short balls, right? Even if it comes fast, I promise you, there's some player out there who is able to get to that ball, right? So challenge yourself. Say, hey, I'm going to go do the same thing. I'm going to try to do that. And don't be afraid of missing. Don't be afraid of messing up the footwork. It's part of it. Embrace it. Okay. So I like how he's stepping with his not his right leg, his left leg far out to the left side. And he's putting his hands far out to the left side, and his hands are a little bit behind his left hip. So when he's turning on his backhand, he's turned, and his hands are not just in line, just a little bit behind the hip. Okay? Now, let's see what he does here. One common mistake is people bring this foot, let it trail in too much, the right foot. So I want to see him plant and keep this foot hopefully around this area, and then turn and then hit the ball. Okay? So it kind of trailed in a lot. All right? But let's see. He still executed it. Is there room for improvement though with the stance? Oh yeah. Do what I just told you and you'll succeed, bro. To a higher level. Okay. Yeah, so even on your closed stance backhand, when you hit that, make sure you also keep a little bit of weight on your left leg and stay balanced and keep your spine straight. All right? Even when you go close stance, you don't want to transfer everything on that forward foot. You want to stay balanced still, okay, when you're striking the ball. So just keep a little bit of weight on that. Love that idea to serve and volley. Love that. That's okay. Look. That's okay, man. Let's see what you could have done there. But that is like, look, you got to put that away. I mean, that's exactly what you want, right? So here, he gave him a ball. Little pickup. It's a good pickup. Split. Okay, so there, again, he came out of his body there. Pause. Don't include that. Don't include that. Editor, don't include that. But he came up out of his legs, right? So what that means is there's going to be a lot of energy that's going up. Instead of staying low, being able to absorb the ball more, all right, when it comes to you, and you'll be able to control the ball more, okay? So that's what you can do there. It's a good deep return from his opponent there. It's good. Okay, so that was a solid return. Let's see here. Hits the serve, lands. Okay, he's staying here. In general, right, if you had a great serve and you think you're going to get a short ball, you can get away with this right here. Honestly, you can. Because even if they surprise you and hit the ball a little deep, you probably hit a good serve. So like you could recover in time. But especially if it's a first serve that goes fast, if they return it good, it's going to come back really fucking fast. So as a general rule, you hit the serve, you land in front, but then recover a step behind the baseline. Just a small step. Doesn't have to be too far, right? Just a small step. Because then this ball, he has to take this ball now on his back foot, going backwards. Versus, look, that wasn't that great of a shot actually. If he was back here, he would be able to easily step into that and rip. Right? So you can see how one simple decision can lead to a few other things that occur, right? So that's, I don't even care that he missed it, right? But I just look at what could he have done differently. And there's a lot. But yeah, that's great though. Because like as a player, you want that, right? You want to be in a place where you know exactly what you need to improve so that you can focus all your energy on, okay, great. Now I got my training plan. I know what I need to do. Now I just have to go out there and execute, right? And work on improving your execution ability. Okay. Okay, so slice forehand here. Let's see. Okay, so he got a little caught off guard because he went down the line, okay, without realizing, bro, a player, their only goal when you go down the line is to get to that spot and burn you cross court and make you at least minimum put you on the run, right? Put you on the run here, right? So slicing this, yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, you know, but you did give a short ball and now you're losing control of the point. So there, let's ask ourselves a question. You go here. First of all, you could have totally come in off this. You could have totally come in here, bro. And if you were to have actually come in, hit it while coming in, guess what would have happened? You probably would have hit a more aggressive shot too. So that's another decision that if you made, you would have hit an even better shot, in my humble opinion. Okay. Now, so that's, if you were at the net, think about it. You would have been able to hit this ball. That would have been the easiest volley in human history, bro. Literally. Okay. But even here, gun to your head, I believe you could hit that with a forehand grip. For sure. I would bet money on that. Okay. For sure. So that's exactly what happened. And now here, you lost control of the point. So statistically, you're probably going to lose the point here, right? Who knows what happens? But yeah. So you can see, guys, how if you look at the game like this, you don't really have to look at it like, oh, I won the point, I lost the point, because that happens, right? You're going to execute at different levels at different moments. But you can see the game objectively and realize what are the simple patterns that I need to pay attention to. Okay. But yeah, if you guys have any questions so far, drop it in the comments right now. Drop it in the comments. All right. I'm going to take a look and I might make a video on it. All right. If it's a good question. All right. And be detailed with your questions. So look, even though there, like, he hit a decent ball, okay? However, to the trained eye, I can easily tell that that ball is still submaximal for him. That's worse than he could do, for sure. This is what I believe. Like, to me, there's still something a little off there, right? You let me know. Am I crazy? Right? Don't answer that. But see, the point that I was making here is he hit an okay shot, but I still notice, like, it would have been better, right? If you did this, right? So, dang, bro's got hops. Bro's got crazy hops, actually. But yeah, let's just see the stance there. Yeah, because look. Like, it's not horrible, you know, like you can totally hit that. But I've just seen athletes have a lot more success when they go into the open stance. So I just know, and I've seen him do this too. All right. When he's come to visit me in Boca, or I came to visit him where he lives in Illinois. So his opponent missed that ball. Why did he miss that? Maybe he was late to it, right? Whatever. Maybe he mistimed it. But he tried to go down the line. He missed because he tried to change direction when he had no business changing direction. He didn't do the footwork necessary, right? He didn't set up early enough, right? And didn't get an easy enough ball. So there was no signs that, hey, let me change direction here. This is a good idea. No signs of that. So it's pure decision-making error there, in my opinion. See there? It's like I give his opponent credit. I'm like, look, you were patient in the cross-court rally and you were rewarded for it, right? So it's like if I'm him, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just do that because you guys are, I guess, a similar level or whatever, right? I don't know what the score was here, but by the end of this, but it's like there's signs. And in general, for players, on second serves, get tighter to the baseline, okay? And if you really just care about your development and want to improve your returns and your return timing as quickly as possible, try this out. Stand way inside the baseline, okay? And do that for a month or two and see how your timing on your returns gets better after a month or two of that. Don't judge yourself after a week when you're missing returns. Don't do that. Just keep going. But then after a month or 2 months, then report back. See how it did. And then try standing where you normally stood before. Notice your timing got a lot better because you practiced for a long duration of time with a lot of volume of making the returns way harder than they technically need to be. So what that does is it trains your reflexes and your timing way faster, okay? However, you might make a few return errors in the short term. But ask yourself, do you care about your game today or do you care about your game in 6 months, 12 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, right? Let's see here. Shit's slow. Okay, so very simple. The ball goes to your backhand. Okay, let's take a look. You split step. You have a decision to make. Am I going to put my weight more on my outside foot or inside foot? You're choosing to hit a backhand. So your inside foot is going to be your right foot. Your outside foot is going to be the left foot. And you made a decision to keep your weight on your inside foot. That's a very common mistake. The way to solve this is put the weight on your other foot. If you were to hit the same ball, okay, even if you went fully on one leg, if you did that, okay, from the other leg, you probably would have made the ball. Okay, and look, there's no guarantee you're going to make the ball with anything, right? However, statistically, right, percentage-wise, you're going to make more balls keeping your weight more on the outside leg. That's what you're going to see the top D1 and professional players do, okay? So, again, as a coach, I don't care at all that you missed the ball. I look at objectively, what did you do that doesn't line up with what the best players would do? That's within your control. It's not something that is out of your control. You can do this. I've seen you do it. But that's exactly what's going on there, okay? Okay, guys, so let's see. Okay, guys, so that's it for part one, okay, of this review. Hope you guys got some good value out of that. If you got any value, subscribe to the channel, helps a lot. And yeah, check out some more of my videos. I got a ton of videos, hours and hours and hours of content where I literally break down exact scenarios that you're gonna wanna watch. Pro players on the men's side, women's side, college players, all of that, okay? So I also throw in some match play as well and some coaching that I do with my own students that I do in my online program. So yeah, guys, this is it for part one.